You're here because you're visiting Scottsdale and thinking about moving here, or you know you're going to move here and you're wondering, am I going to like it? What is there to do? Well, let me tell you the 10 things I love about living in North Scottsdale and why I think you are going to love it too. Scottsdale as a whole is long and skinny. A lot of people talk about Scottsdale and they don't realize how long and skinny it is. We're 31 miles long and in some places only 11 and a half miles wide. When you hear people talk about Scottsdale, you often hear people talk about South Scottsdale, Central Scottsdale, and North Scottsdale. Today we're going to kind of focus on North Scottsdale, but some of these things are all within Scottsdale, which is one of the reasons why I love living here. Number 1, the Lush Desert. I can't tell you how many times I have been called on the phone and I'm talking to somebody about all the different places within Arizona to live, and I talk about the Lush Desert here in the North Scottsdale area, and you know what they do? They laugh at me. And then they come and they visit and they go, whoa, you were not kidding. This is a really lush desert. We are not just brown. We don't just have low-lying shrubs. We really do have a lot of trees and a lot of different plants that are green and that flower. We also have a lot of mountains that people can look at. It's really a beautiful, beautiful place. Number 2, all the mountains and the outdoor activities. One of the reasons I love living here is because I can be outside almost all year round. So I can leave my house and I can jump on trails and I can go hiking. I can grab my bike and I can get on a trail and I can go biking, either on the mountain or in the road. So I used to race road bikes, and one of the things I really loved about that is I could leave right from my house and I could spend hours on my bike. It was phenomenal. And the views, beautiful. Can't replace them. So in a lot of the North Scottsdale communities, there are trails within the communities that then will lead into other trails that you can stay on. Or you can go to places like Pinnacle Peak, you can go to Brown's Ranch, Tom's Thumb, all of these places that are all within about 10 to 15 minutes from your house, and jump on trails and just hike for miles. You can bike for miles. It's endless. Number 3, all of the mountains and the elevation that's in North Scottsdale. So again, I kind of say that and people go, elevation? You guys are in the desert. Aren't you all the same? We're not. So down at the airport, that is usually where you start hearing the temperatures and things like that the Weather Channel is going to report on. But in North Scottsdale, we do have some elevation. In the winter, sometimes in the summertime, you will feel a difference in temperature when you're up in this elevation. I don't want to tell you that it's drastic, but you do feel it. So sometimes it's only 5 degrees, but it does make a difference during certain times of the year. Number 4, all the shopping and dining. So if people really know Scottsdale, sometimes they don't realize all the things that are now in North Scottsdale that were more in Central and South Scottsdale. But we have almost the same restaurants up in North Scottsdale now that they do down in Central and South Scottsdale. So there's no longer that drive. There's no longer that need to necessarily live down there if you really love living in North Scottsdale, because they're all here now too. And the shopping. So we've got Kierland Commons and Scottsdale Quarter. So we've got things like the Apple store that they also have down in the Central Scottsdale area. We've got amazing restaurants. We've got amazing boutiques, some of the same ones that are down in that Central Scottsdale area and ones that they don't. So it's a great place to go shopping. A lot of outdoor areas that you can walk around, beautiful place to be, and oftentimes you have views of the mountains while you're shopping. What's better than that? So number 5, the wildlife. So I don't like all of our wildlife, so don't get me wrong in this one. Those things that slither, I am not for those. One of the unique wildlife species that is in the North Scottsdale area are called javelinas. Most people have not seen these before, and when they do, they go, oh my gosh, these things are really kind of cute. They really are, but they are pesky little suckers. So if you've never lived here and you want to put pumpkins out at Halloween, beware. They will come and take them off your porch. They are not shy. Stay away from them when they have babies. That's the only time that I've ever seen them be somewhat aggressive. Otherwise, they really kind of will leave you alone. Their eyesight is terrible, and they really see by their smell. The other thing we see up in North Scottsdale a lot are bobcats. Okay, I say a lot, maybe not a lot, but you hear about it a lot. These are the size of a large house cat. Their tail is bobbed off, hence the reason they call them bobcats. They are cute, they look cuddly, but really, they stay away from you. You'll see them, but they will really stay away from you. Now, those people with small dogs, I do always caution them, it's not a good idea to leave them out without supervision because they can come along, but the things that really are a bigger prey to small dogs around here are the hawks and the owls that we do have that are unbelievably beautiful, but they can get small dogs. So just be careful, keep an eye out for them because they are stunning when you see them. Number 6, the water. Yep, you heard me say that right, the water. We have large bodies of water here in the Phoenix area. Now, they're not necessarily all in North Scottsdale. Sometimes you do have to travel for them, but one of them that is in North Scottsdale is called Bartlett Lake, and it is beautiful. The drive, you would never realize that you're driving into a lake. I have ridden this multiple times on my bike as well as driven it, and literally you come up over this crest and then down this hill into this beautiful canyon that has a huge body of water. For water skiing, any other water sports, sup riding, I know a lot of people like to do that now. They've got canoes, you've got boats you can rent. It is a beautiful lake. Number 7, all of our events. You guys, we have so many events, usually in that January to May timeframe when our weather is the best. We've got so many events. There is never a lack for something to do. We've got car auctions. We've got the Phoenix Open. We've got spring training. We've got art shows. We have food truck festivals. We have so many fun things to do. There are farmers markets throughout the city. It's just a great place to be outside and enjoy the activities as well as our weather. Which brings me to number 8, our weather. I love our weather here in Scottsdale. Don't get me wrong, it is hot in the summer. I have been asked that multiple times. Is it actually as hot as they say it is here in Scottsdale? My answer always, yep, it's hot. Can't get around it, no way to deny it. It's hot. But there's ways to work around it. And during our good time of year, which is about 8 months long, there is not a good time to not be outside. And there's so much to do outside. So we live outside. And then during those hot times, you just learn to get out early in the morning or go out later at night. But it is hot. It's still stunningly beautiful. We have about 300 days of sunshine here in Arizona, and I love every single one of them. When it's sunny, I love it. When it's rainy, people say, oh, what a change of weather. Don't you love it? I gotta be honest. I don't mind it when it rains if I'm sleeping, but I live here for the sun. That's what I love, and I love it when it's sunny. It's not that I don't like that when it rains. I just don't like a lot of rain. So I live in the best place ever for me, and I think you'll like it too. Number 9, the pro sports teams. The thing that is unique about Arizona, and I'm leaving Scottsdale just a little bit, but it's a great thing to live in North Scottsdale because you are not far from all of the different sports complexes that we have. So we've got the Phoenix Coyotes, our professional hockey team. We've got the Arizona Cardinals, our professional football team. And we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks, our professional baseball team. From North Scottsdale, all of those stadiums are all within about 20 to 30 minutes. So to have all of those professional sports teams and be within 20 to 30 minutes to go see any of those games makes it so awesome. And number 10, the people. I love the people that live here in Arizona. I'm often asked by people that are visiting, why do you think people are so nice here? And my honest answer is, it's very hard to find people that are actually native Arizonans. You do find them every once in a while, and don't get me wrong, they're extremely nice as well. But I often find people that have come from many different places that now call Arizona home. And I think when they come from other places and they leave those things they don't like, they leave those there and they bring what they love here. And so I feel like we've got all of these great people that have come from other places that have brought all the things that they love here. They love being here, and therefore they are just so friendly. I love the people here. One of my favorite stories was a client that I was with from New York. Now, the husband and wife had originally grown up in 2 different places. He had grown up in New York, she had grown up in Southern California. They came here, we literally went and got a cup of coffee before we went and looked at some homes, and she looked at me and she said, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing. I'm looking at people and they're actually smiling at me. They didn't necessarily say anything to her, but they smiled at her. She said, I don't get that in New York, and I miss it. It's just a really friendly place to be. I'm Shawn Shackelton, your Scottsdale Realtor, and I hope that this gave you some insight into what it's like to live in North Scottsdale. If you have any questions at all, if I can help with anything, please feel free to reach out to me. Check out my other videos on Scottsdale, and I'll see you soon.